Hi everybody, it's Peg, and it is time for my design team challenge for Gina B. Ahrens. If you don't know about Gina B. Ahrens, go to www.ginabahrens.com. She also has an Etsy store, which if you go to Etsy, her shop is Gina B. Ahrens, and if you use the link in the description down below, you'll get a 15% off because I can give you a little bit of a discount. So yeah, use the links and go visit Gina because she has some really cool stuff. And the challenge this month, I got out a bunch of stamps and stencils and things from Gina because, you know, I got a bunch of stamps and stencils from Gina. The challenge this month is, let's see, Ornate, Imagine, and Believe. I actually got it right this month, guys. So, I'm going to start with just a journal page here. That's what I've got, is the journal page. And I'm going to start with some color first. So, let me grab a couple of sprays. Oh, I changed my mind. I had these stains sitting over there that need to be used. So let me get some of this down. This is just Distress Stain. Just putting some color into the background here. And that one is Salty Ocean, and this one is Peacock Feathers. I don't care if I get the whole thing. Just want to get some color down here to start with, because I'm going to layer. One of the things I like about some of those ornate things, those boho type things, is all the layers and layers and layers, and you can just keep going. This is Mermaid Lagoon. I haven't even opened it yet. So let me get something, slice it open. And some of these, you can see this was $1.49. I picked it up at a discount place. So some of these you can find pretty cheaply now. Okay, so we've got color down in our background. And I may use this as a journal page, or I may end up cutting it up later. Who knows, you know? Just one of those things. So now that I've got that color on there, I think I want to start layering in some other stamps and stencils and things. So let's go with this. This is one of Gina's designs, and let's take some paint. This is a, let's see what this is. This is a vibrant turquoise, it says. So grab something to put this out onto for a palette. And these are drying up, so I need to use these too. So I'll just get a little bit of that into my sponge applicator, and I'm going to start stenciling. And this is just to get something down on the background. Not even sure where I'm going to end up with this, but just having a play day. And that's what it's all about when you go to your journal, is just having a play day. Doesn't mean you have to create the most beautiful masterpiece in the world. It just means you're experimenting and playing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting and playing. I'm grabbing products that I haven't had out in a while, and I'm saying, I need to get that out and use it. And just have a good old play. Into my sponge. Get a couple more up here. here. You see I'm staying in the same color family. I did think about that a little bit as I was working, you know, because you go to the opposites and you're going to end up with mud. Okay, so I've got my initial layer on. All right. So now let's grab another stencil. And another color. This time I'm going to use this Dirty Martini. Not even going to worry about color blending here. I'm going to go right back to the same sponge, put it down here, and let's get another stencil and start putting some of that Dirty Martini on here. So by now you've got the drill. I'm just layering with stenciling and paint and cleaning up the mess afterwards and, you know, going from one to the other. So I'll just keep plugging along here, moving to the next stencil. I have a lot of fun just layering up the different stencils and stamps and inks and, you know, playing in my journal, and that's what journal play is all about, is just having an enjoyable time in playing with the products that you have. So I'm continuing on. This is a new stencil from Gina, and I'm going to use some gesso to map out the face on my journal. I'm going to end up painting with some I think they're Jane Davenport paints, mostly. That's what I'm going to use on this. And make my final piece on here. So, yep, cleaning up the mess. So I'm going to start off with this flesh tone in here. I'm just going to paint out the image. You don't have to worry too much about where everything falls, because remember, you have actually, I think what I'm going to do is show you how you can do this really easily with paint. I can come in here, paint it out, because you have a stencil, remember? You have a stencil. And it's all about the layers. So I have her face and her neck. Her shoulder would be here. And I'm going to dry that. Okay. And I want to use some, let's see, I have some lapis. This is some media paint from Dina Wakley. And I'm going to paint some of her hair in with this lapis color. I'm just going to speed up through the hair coloration part here for you. So there's our lapis blue hair, which looks a lot like mine right now. Alright, so now I've got that on there. I'm actually going to take a little bit of that blue and mix it in with that flesh tone, because I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that for my shadow color under her chin and around her face. And then a little bit up here underneath the hairline, just like so. All right. Now I can put this back on. I can figure out where this goes, just like so. And I can come back. This little flesh color, I'm going to add just a tint of this hot pink color. Oops. If I can get that on there. And blend that out. And that's going to become her mouth. This purpley, lavendery color. And I'm going to just clean my brush a little bit, and I'm going to come back to this shading color with the blue in the flesh, and I'm going to get the nose area and the brow. A little bit for the eyelid. Okay, so that just tells you where that stuff is. So then I can take a smaller brush, get a smaller brush somewhere. I have a smaller brush. Hello, hello, smaller brush. Oh, here we go. Now I have a smaller brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of gesso. And I'm going to paint out the eye. Like so. A little bit on the peak of the nose, where the highlights would be, on the forehead, on the chin, underneath the chin here. Get a little bit of that blue and pink mixture. And I will get a little bit of that down there on the bottom lip. Okay. And then I will use a little bit for the shadow around the eye. And then, of course, we need to do the eye, so I'm going to grab a Posca pen. And I'm just going to put the eye in there with a little highlight. Same thing on this side. That's still a little wet. We'll get the upper and lower lid here. See if I can get some more paint down. Here we go. Upper lid, lower lid. A little bit into the brow. That's still a little bit wet. That's okay. And I also want, let's see if I can line this up. Maybe I can line this up. I want to put in the follow. I need a finer line pen, I think. If you do this, get a finer line pen, guys. Just saying, this isn't working the best. Maybe I can grab some ink and fix it. I don't know. We'll give it a try. If not, there's always paint, right? So I need a applicator sponge. That. Let's see what we got. So now it's time for the finishing touches. I'm just going to use some Posca pens and do some work on the image. I just want to give the hair some texture and, you know, so that you see the layers and things in there. So nothing major, just finishing out what we've got going on here on the face. And next up is the title. The prompt was imagine, and I'm going to use that word for my page. And in addition to the imagine, I want to say if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. And that's what this is all about. Just imagine what you can accomplish and you can make it happen. So that's it for this month. I just want to remind you to go and imagine what you can accomplish, and you can also go out there and watch what the other design team members have created for you today, because there's a lot of great content out there for you. Be sure and visit Gina in her Etsy store and support your favorite artists. And thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you, and remember, you make a difference. Bye for now.